So glad to be with you here. My name is Jim Mitulski, and I'm the interim pastor at Cathedral of Hope, United Church of Christ. We bring greetings to you from that congregation, and we are very proud to be affiliated also with Hope for Peace and Justice, and we appreciate the long-standing work of our recently resigned Executive Director, Lynn Walters. I just want to do a shout out to her on this day for getting so many Cathedral people here. This Good Friday is not just mournful, passive watching and waiting by the cross. We're the people right now who weren't content to just stand by and be bystanders. We're the people who protested on Good Friday. I don't believe that everyone just stood by mournfully watching. Some people spoke up, some people acted up, some people spoke out loud and protested. And that's part of our Christian heritage that we claim today on Good Friday. It is sad when we think about the death of Jesus, and it is sad that crucifixions continue to happen daily all around us. But our sadness does not leave us resigned or passive or unwilling to speak up or speak out. I know we know the Good Friday story from the scriptures, and many of us will be rehearsing it or telling it in our churches today. I want to quote from a different source that was written also on a Holy Week weekend by Dr. Martin Luther King in his letter from Birmingham jail, which he wrote after being arrested on Good Friday for a public march, a public display. So I'll just read this one paragraph. But though I was initially disappointed at being categorized as an extremist, as I continued to think about the matter, I gradually gained a measure of satisfaction for the label. Was not Jesus an extremist for love? Love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Was not Amos an extremist for justice? Let justice roll down like waters, and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream. Was not Paul an extremist for the Christian gospel? I bear in my body the marks of the Lord Jesus. Was not Martin Luther an extremist? Here I stand, I cannot do otherwise, so help me God. And John Bunyan, I will stay in jail to the end of my days before I make a butchery of my conscience. And Abraham Lincoln, this nation cannot survive half slave and half free. And Thomas Jefferson, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men and women are created equal. So the question is not whether we will be extremists, but what kind of extremists will we be? Will we be extremists for hate or for love? Will we be extremists for the preservation of injustice or for the extension of justice? In the dramatic scenes on Calvary's Hill, 3 men were crucified. We must never forget that all 3 were crucified for the same crime, the crime of extremism. 2 were extremists for immorality and thus fell below their environment. The other, Jesus Christ, was an extremist for love, truth, and goodness, and thereby rose above his environment. Perhaps the South, the nation, and the world are in dire need of creative extremists. We're gathered here because we are extremists for love. We're gathered here because we believe that love is stronger than death, that many waters cannot quench love and neither can the floods drown it. We're extremists because we believe that love never ends. And we are unwilling to stand by as bystanders and watch crucifixions continue to happen. 3 weeks ago I was in El Salvador as part of a faith delegation to support gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people in El Salvador. They were so surprised to have religious people standing with them and supporting them in their rights rather than opposing them and standing by while they're killed needlessly daily. I participated in the Romero Commemoration March that day and was so proud to see that in a country where the Catholic Church is repudiating the legacy of Archbishop Romero. The people keep Archbishop Romero's example alive. They will not be silent. They do not think that by being silent or standing by, that progress will happen. I learned on marches like this many years ago the importance of speaking up. I learned a chant that went like this: act up, fight back, fight AIDS. Would you say that with me? Act up, fight back, fight AIDS. And I want to lift up this one example of crucifixions still happening. The state of Texas is refusing to expand its definition of Medicaid to allow people who in other states would qualify for Medicaid. And so there is a whole group of people disproportionately with HIV, disproportionately African American with HIV in Texas who are no longer eligible for insurance. Dear Governor Perry, we do not need you to be like Pontius Pilate. Dear Governor Perry, listen to us. We are Christians and we say expand the definition of Medicaid to include all those who would be eligible for it in other states so that crucifixions no longer take place. We are not content to stand by and watch and mourn in silence. Act up, fight back, speak out. Act up, fight back, speak out. Act up, fight back, speak out. Thank you.